today I'm here with the dogs, who are totally cute as always. Uh, it's raining and it's late October, and I'm kind of stuck here because I don't have four-wheel drive and the road is not good enough for me to leave. So it really doesn't bother me much. I'm pretty used to being here after, many years being here. And it's a little bit annoying because I got things I need to get fixed or broken or whatever. Uh, and it's all just fine. Oh, I'm so happy with the rain. And I talked to my friend in town, and he said everybody else is also really happy with the rain. So pretty much everybody that lives around here that is involved with dirt in any way and plants and growing things is really happy about this rain, this late rain. That it's just been the best rainy season that I've ever seen here. I've been here for 17 years now. It'll be 18 in a little bit. Yeah. Half my adult life I've spent here in Mexico, I guess. Yeah, I think I'm about that crossing point right now. So I'm as Michoacano as I am from the Pacific Northwest, which I love, of course. In fact, I think I'm uploading a video right now. I was saying how great Washington State was, and it is a wonderful place. It really is. It's better here. The weather here is better, and I should actually make a whole video just about that, about the weather here, and why that is such a big factor in deciding where to go and live and invest in as a place. Also, a lot of food is grown around here, um, in both tropical climates and more temperate climates. And that's an amazingly wonderful thing to live near, is where the food grows. That is just really smart. It should be obvious. I shouldn't have to say it, but uh, obviously we should live where the food grows, and we should grow food. Whatever food wants to grow for us without any additional energy is awesome. I could have grown more food this year. I didn't, and that's because of reasons. It's actually not worth it for me to grow most of my own food or care. Uh, it's not my biggest cost, and that's why I live in a place where fresh, fruit and veggies are really cheap. So yeah, I do like the site called weatherspark.com. Look that up, WeatherSpark, and you can compare climates. You can put in two different places or up to four, I believe, and you can see the graphs of how that climate is different. And what I would recommend doing as a suggestion is to look up Arangaricoro. You might have to learn to spell that. Or Pátzcuaro. Pátzcuaro is fine. It's right across the lake here. Basically the same weather. And then compare that with the weather in whatever place you're used to. That you know the weather really well. You know the humidity, rain patterns, when snow comes and when it doesn't, and that kind of thing. Or any other place you're interested in. I believe that living in a good climate is super important. Um, and here it is a little colder than I would like. It is true. But if it was warmer, then there'd be more bugs and stuff. And, there's already a lot of life going on around here. I got enough problems with wildlife, and it's fine. It's comfortable, and it's a little chilly at night. Yeah. And I should build better buildings. That's the solution there. I have my buildings aren't that great right now. They should be built for passive solar and be all excellent and everything, but they're not. So that's how it is. It's lightly raining right now in the middle of the goddamn day. That is so cool. In late October. That just never happens. Hi, honey. Oh my god. The little puppy's all covered in seeds. She's totally covered in burrs, seed burrs. I guess this is the first winter I've had her. I hadn't thought about that. She's totally covered. It's hilarious. No, you can't come up here. You're disgusting. She's so cutie. Hey there, little cutie. Yeah, now I got burrs all over me because I put her on my lap. I'm not gonna do that anymore for a while. She's gonna have to suffer a little bit. Hi, honey. She's such a little cutie. Okay, go play. Go do something. Should I walk around? Let's walk around. All right, pocket. Uh, uh, I was trying to dry my van out, and in the process, left the doors open in the rain, which is the opposite of what I was trying to do. Oops. I need to have a garage because my van leaks. So it is a van that is 24 years old, I believe. And it's a gorgeous van. Look at how gorgeous it is. It's all long and hard. Uh, yeah, it's been great. I love this van so much. It needs help. It's a little bit old. It's so beautiful today. This is just the lightest tiny rain. It barely counts as rain. Well, this is fun. Let's go on a little walk in tiny ass rain. Uh, we're coming up on the Cedar Circle here. I've talked about this before. Uh, it is not as good as I want it to be yet, and I believe that another. Huh. I think I just found out what it's like to lose signal on Facebook Live. I think that's what I'm using to record this. And I walked over there to the Cedar Circle and lost signal. Interesting. I did not know that. Come away. Oh. Hi, sweetie. Hey, little girl. Ah, I don't know how Coco puts up with that shit. She jumps on his head. Ah, hi, honey. Hi there, cutie. You come up here or no? What's the deal? Okay. You still got fucking burrs on you. Oh, it is so pretty out there today. It's just this really pleasant, overcast day. Uh, Tiny droplets of water. It's just really super pretty. Hi, honey. Are you super pretty? Kind of. Yeah. Yeah, she's pretty pretty. Weird little dog. I think I just made like a couple hour video while I was drunk about what a little weird dog she is. I might have just published it. I'm not sure. I forgot. But I don't really care. Look at this shit. All these seeds on her. I pull out the seeds and hair comes with it. You don't need to lose any hair, honey. Jesus. Whoop. I whoop it up. I whoop it up. Hi, honey. She's a very weird little dog. Are you a weird little dog? Yeah. Oh, I was gonna walk around. I got tired. I got to walk around a lot more to get healthier and tougher. I did walk around in town the other day, and that was fun. And I shopped a little bit. I got some tuna fish for her. It's a specialty treat she gets. And I think I got a couple tortas. I did, and I ate them, and they were good. Um, I think I need to make a shopping list for all of Yotatiro and all of the things you can buy there. It's not a ton. There's only some stores, but there are some stores, and uh, and there are people who know how to make food, and so I would like to support their systems, and have people here get fed easier because essentially, really close by, I've got this amazing fountain of services available for anyone coming here, and having systems here is fairly difficult um, currently, and doesn't mean it has to be that way forever, but I don't have very good food systems set up here. Uh, and of course, that can be fixed really quickly, easily. I have lots of philosophies about food and what I think is the right way to eat and the right way to produce food and preserve food and prepare food. And so I got lots of opinions. And of course, everybody loves food because otherwise they would die. So most people love food. I don't love food that much. I think food is an annoyance to me, and it's an interruption in my reality. Uh, and I'm, of course, willing to stick it in my face so I stay alive. Um, but I think that the way that people deal with food is wrong in many cases and bad in other cases. And so I uh, have very strong opinions about food and would like it to just kind of be built into the culture at a basic healthy level, I think. And this is just, I'm really only speaking about this place. That's the only place I have any ability to influence, really. And I would like basic food to be just part of the deal here. In other words, I'm a food socialist in the Bosque. I think that basic foods cooked with solar energy at very low cost that we can either grow here or get very cheaply uh, should be infinitely available. Onions, potatoes. Potatoes actually take a while to cook. Some beans take a while to cook. But um, I think what we can grow here is really the ideal. And I think that's a challenge we should put up for ourselves, that the stuff that we get free here, included with the deal, essentially, included with your Bosque participation, included with the social contract we have, is that actually, in this case, the ideal would be to feed people what grows here. And that would encourage them to be involved with growing stuff here. In other words, if you can grow it here, then that's really cool. And one of the problems is that a bunch of the stuff I can grow here that is edible are not very exciting for people. Chile coyote is one example of something I can grow an infinite amount of that lasts for over a year just sitting on a shelf in a shed somewhere. Okay. In other words, it lasts a long time without even trying. It's like the size of a watermelon and it's like a squash, right? So, Chile coyote is what I'm talking about. You can look it up. And I think it's called a Malabar gourd. Malabar gourd. Malabar is a place, right? Isn't that like off the coast of Africa or something? Or maybe I'm getting confused. Um, anyway, there's a bunch of stuff that can get grown really easily and be edible. And I think that is a good limitation to put on it of like, because it's so easy to grow stuff like that, right? Like, even if we just fed it to rabbits, it would be good rabbit food. And so the problem is with the Malabar gourds, the chilaquiles, is that they're boring. They don't have much flavor. Essentially, it's plant bulk. It's bulk that you would want to put a sauce on. So you still need a sauce for flavor. In other words, they're just not exciting. They're just pure plant matter bulk, 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 bulk. It's boring. And I don't even know if they're even worth drying out. Now we planted a bunch, and what's really weird is that this year they didn't actually do very well. It's totally weird. Um, this year got more rain, and I thought we planted a bunch of them, but maybe we didn't. I'm not sure what happened, but the other years they've been going gangbusters. I'll have like 60 of them. I don't have any use for, which makes me feel dumb for growing them. But I think that is actually the point: is to grow things that grow really well for you and treat them as survival foods in a way. Like who knows? Hi, honey. Boopy doop. Boop. Boop. God damn, it's beautiful out. So yeah, that didn't do well this year, which is really weird. I planted some potatoes that were sprouting, and those did not do well, and that's odd as well. I thought that those were a sure thing. They were in a cabinet, and they had all these white sprouts coming out of them, so they were clearly ready to go. And we put them in the ground, and they grew a little bit, and then they died. We don't know why. I should collect, of course, different kinds of potatoes. This should be a potato preservation project. It should be really cool. Any kind of tubers generally do pretty well here. The pocket gophers do eat them, and that is very frustrating and annoying. And I am not a fan of pocket gophers because they murder the shit out of my food in gardens. So it doesn't put me in a good mood with regard to them. I would kill them if I could, but they're hard to kill. Everybody around here would like to kill pocket gophers. Everybody who does agriculture. Well, it's Saturday, I guess, and I could walk into town. I definitely got to walk somewhere. I have to walk around to get stronger and tougher and shit, important things. And where the hell are my shorts? I couldn't find my shorts. Get off my flat. Thank you. Oh, God. Oh. Oh, there's my shorts right there. What the fuck are they doing there? What the hell? That's really weird. I think I might have gone Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of thing. I'm not really sure. How the hell did my shorts get down here? That's so weird. Hi, wanna go for a walk? Okay, let's go for a walk. Big fun. Okay. Uh, hey, honey. Mother. You know, I've argued in the past that it's bad to have stairways inside the house. In some sense, it's good because it makes you exercise. So maybe it's not that bad of a thing. Oh, God. Fuck. Hi, honey. How are you? Well, let's talk about footwear just for the fuck of it. Um, when I say that people should wear Tevas, or Chacos, I'm talking about things that look like this. This is a sandal, right? This is what I normally wear as a footwear thing. And it's my preferred type of footwear. Uh, it, they're very dirty. My feet are very dirty, and I should soak them and, you know, care or something. The other kind of shoes I wear sometimes, and it's really only just recently I've started wearing them, and that's Soft Star shoes. This is one of them. There's another one that's very similar, and it's made of leather. It has some kind of a sheepskin inside of it, and it's got a kind of a sole that is made of something sole-like. It's really cool because I don't like to walk around barefoot, although some people I've known do walk around barefoot, even in the forest. And I think that's pretty cool. Of course, it helps that they were both cute chicks. You know, never hurts. Oh, there was another one too I forgot about. But anyway, uh, I don't like to walk around barefoot in the forest. And these soft star shoes are similar to being barefoot in the sense that you feel a lot of stuff, right? Like I'm gonna wear these Tevas right now because I don't know where the fuck I'm going, and these for me work really well. They're like really tough, you know. Uh, uh, hey, my eyes are up here. Ah, fuck! I did not put my shorts on. God damn it! Fuck! I don't give a shit. All right, I'm just gonna walk around these, and I'm gonna probably get all these burrs on me. Well, we'll see. Hopefully, places are cleared out a little bit along trails and stuff like that. Um, all All right, so I'm not going to town because my van would get stuck. And I have the day off. This is awesome. I can't do shit. I think that's great. Oh. Hey, dog, let's go for a walk. It's fun. Let's go for a walk. Yeah, that sounds fucking great. Oh. Hi, honey. Let's go. Come in. It's very fun. I already drank a fuck ton of coffee. I'm probably overdosed on caffeine, which is a wonderful thing. I don't mind at all. So I was talking about stairs and whether they should be in the house or not. I generally have this belief that they should all be public, and there should be really wide outdoor stairs, and you can always cover them with parts of polycarbonate or something like that, or even parts of it could be enclosed fully, and they could have things going across between the upstairs spots, the upstairs floors. I think that's brilliant. Everything should be on the main floor. Sounds a bit extreme to say it that way, and I think it's probably wrong. Oh, fuck. I found my glasses. Here they are. They were on the ground, right where I was sitting before, and it looks like I stepped on them or something. I don't know what the hell happened. God damn it. These were a present, too. It was a really nice present from someone to give me glasses, literally helping me be, you know, uh, a better visionary because I can see shit. Oh, my God. There they are. Everything is dirty. Mainly me. The dog is less dirty than I am, which I think is pretty funny. Oh, well, they still work. That's really cool. Excellent. Yeah, so whatever happened last night, which may be published on video, I have no idea, I somehow dropped these on the ground. That's terrible. But they still work, so that's cool. What else? I was going to go for a walk. Oh, I didn't put on my fucking shorts. And I'm very lazy. Oh, that's good. Huh. Cool. Yeah, some trees got cut down that needed to get cut down, so that's good. I'm so bored and lonely. I think that's true. I'm kind of bored and lonely. It's lonely out here. Oh, that food ended up pretty good. I forgot. I wonder if there's any more of that shit. Huh. Huh. I'm hungry. Holy shit. Moldy food. That's disgusting. Hi, honey. You want moldy food? It's really yummy. It's probably not. Maybe you should go to the chickens or something. I don't know. Oh. God damn it. You're going to actually eat that? That's disgusting. She's probably not going to eat much of it. It's like peas with some sauce and stuff. It's not very exciting. Oh. I guess my glasses are a little bit bent. I should probably figure that out and bend them back into some other form. Huh. Creamed corn. That sounds pretty lame. I don't think that's what I want to eat. But I've had this can for quite a while now, and I might as well stick it in something else and cook something up of some kind. Oh, she is eating that stuff. Weird. It's probably good for her health overall. I am generally a fan of being a disgusting pig as a health measure and not worrying too much about germs, which is interesting because part of my reaction to the whole pandemic idea is that I really would prefer not to get it. So that's fine. This is disgustingly weird stuff. I'll dump some of this stuff in there. Rajas verdes de chiles, jalapenos, and escabeche. I think the shorter term for that is escabeche. And I had like a half a can of that left over from something else. I thought I was opening up chili chipotles, actually, which is my preference. So, oh well. God damn it. All right, so what the fuck I gotta do here to get some food? Well, obviously, you think that some of the thoughts I have are interesting enough for you to be hanging out while I ramble along, which is interesting to me because I don't know what the fuck it is you actually want. Oh, what a beautiful day. There's like a storm. There's thunder out there. This is so cool. What a crazy day it is. It's nuts. So I'm opening up a can of beans here, which is Not probably the healthiest way to eat, just to eat a can of beans, but and then some other stuff. But I'm trying to keep it very simple. And God dang it. Yuck. Well, what's really awesome is that I've run out of resources to a greater degree than I ever have before, and that's actually really cool. And it sounds frightening and scary, and it certainly is. I think I was trying to cook something in here. I better go check on that. Um, because living on less is not that hard. Oh, God, I left this thing here too. It's terrible. It's like a fire hazard. Jeez. Oh, fucking mess. Hmm. Arr. Everything around here is covered in mouse poo. It's really disgusting. Um, it's awful. And that's a architectural problem. It's buildings not being built correctly. I'm actually a big fan of concrete buildings, and I know that seems surprising to some people. Like, they come here and they're trying to think all ecological and shit, and they think they know what I might think about things, and they would be wrong in some cases, including about concrete, because I actually think concrete is a really good material. Of course, we can look at the recipes for types of concrete and make some smart determinations about what types of concrete are more ecologically good or last longer. Overall, I very much like that concrete buildings tend, don't tend to burn down. And I come from a place uh, where buildings tend to burn down. In fact, sometimes whole cities have burned down. Like half the fucking city burns down. That's got to be bad. I mean, there was the Chicago fire, Seattle fire, San Francisco fire. There's always a fire all over, where people built with stick, timber, wood. It's just not really that great a material long term. And so I really love the idea of building with concrete. I think it's really smart. Also, I want the roof to be such that the roof is magically super useful and awesome. And that means that the roof is going to have on it solar panels, rainwater capture, solar hot water heating, space for people to enjoy because it's like a tiny plaza, right? You can combine space for people with the space for these energy systems pretty easily. And you want to keep your rainwater collection really clean. And so you actually don't want the roof to be higher than any nearby trees of a certain height. And you can calculate that. You can just do the math on it. I got to remember that I'm cooking something. I'll forget it. I got a bunch of seeds off this pepper. I'm gonna plant a ton of those. Yar. Oh my God, it's like the best day there's ever been. It's so beautiful out here. It's got nice big fluffy clouds. Just had a light rain pass by. All the trees are just going fantastically wonderful. Dogs are looking at me like they're gonna get some of my food. They're not. Not today. Is there food in the food? Is there food in the doghouse? Over here, I've got a nut tree that has just started putting out leaves, and I'm so happy about it because I was afraid it was dead. It does have more lichen on it than other trees around here, although some oaks have similar stuff. But right over here is this nut tree. It's about twice as tall as me at this point, I think. And I'm really happy that it lived because I was afraid it was dead. And I don't know what kind of nut it is. We planted a whole bunch of nut seeds, like nuts, and some of them grew. And one of them, this is one that grew. And until it has fruit on it, I will not know what it is. It could be a walnut. We certainly have grown a lot of walnuts, and I want to get a lot of those around here. But I also planted pecans and other things. So, God damn, what a beautiful day. The whole sky is gray, different shades of gray. Hi, Boogie. What are you doing? Ah, ah. What a beautiful day. Hi, honey. Yeah, you can't come up. Nope, I'm busy. I'm occupied. Oh, that's good. She's attacking Boogie. Those two big boys, those brothers, Boogie and Coco, are just so great. They've it's fine. Go play with them. Uh, it's great that they play with her like they do. They're the youngest dogs, actually. They're the biggest, but surprisingly, they're also youngest. It just happens to be that they're big, and they just think she's great, and they take care of her. I feel like they're protecting her, you know, which is cool. I need her to be protected, and and especially cocoa, which, by the way, I don't know if you knew this or not. It's kind of interesting. Why is this food not hot? Hmm. Hi, I'm not going to play with you right now. Go do something else. Nope, nope, not going to happen. Yeah. This food is terrible. I fired the chef. It's not a terrible taste. It's just boring and not very hot. This is terrible food. Mm, I forgot. On Saturday nights, there's actually a friend of mine who has a restaurant um, about 2 kilometers that way. And I'm not sure when she sells her first food of the day, but I think that's what I should do is work on getting anybody here who's here, like me, for example. I'm sometimes here, to buy food from her every week. And once there's enough customers, get her open, get her to open up a different day. Um, she's open to suggestions. For example, Friday. I think Friday evening would be excellent. Secondary day for her to open up. But mainly, I guess I wanted her to open up earlier because I don't like people walking in the dark, And between here and there, it's a trail, and or it's a narrow road, which is slippery. So I got to figure out a way to order food. I think from her with an app. And that's one thing I just try and do is get her on a site. Even I don't know what kind of phone she has, but get her on a site where people can actually order food from her, even in this really rural location where most people can just walk over and get the food. But I think it would be really great to get the technology installed that helps her sell food in this rural location better. And I have other friends that make food too in the same town, and they're really nice people. And so they could also be on the same app, and then the whole town could get fed by more efficient systems than are currently being used. That makes a huge amount of sense to me. It may seem odd that I think of such a high tech solution in such a rural, non tech place, right? But actually, that I think is where it could even have a greater power, especially in a place where there isn't a place that serves food every day. There's one place where a lady will make you tortas. There's one store, and I'm really happy about it. Last time I got quesadillas because there was no bread for the tortas, which was fine. They were fine. So it's such a small town that she's the only one that makes food that you can just go buy, like prepared food. And she's not always open. She's got things she got to do. Um, and it's my belief that I would buy more food from town if it was easier for me. And it's my belief that other people in town would also buy more food for themselves in town if it was really obvious what was available when. In other words, the menu has to be published online all the time. And it is kind of interesting. I have asked people in town Not a lot of them. In fact, okay, only one person. I've asked, like, to give me a menu. And that's really what I need is I need a menu to be published online all the time of everything that's available in Yucatán all the time. It'd be great. Mm, spicy jalapeno. Yeah. Well, that's amazing. The dogs have finished up that moldy dish of peas. That is disgusting. I should not be in charge of anything to do with food. All I care about is the philosophy of it. Other than that, it's just annoying to me. Oh, oh, God. All right, so I should walk around a whole bunch. That's what I'm supposed to do and move around and get strong and be excellent. I'm tempted to make a fire again. I made a fire yesterday. It was really very pleasant. I normally don't make a fire for myself because, I'd have to like make a fire and care. Huh, this is interesting. I got a nice cedar here that is putting branches out into this trail between two areas, right? I think what would be really fun to do here is to put a stake or two in here and then train these branches right here, train them into like a doorway, like make it as rectangular as possible, simply because that's totally weird for a tree to grow like that. So we could actually, tie it to some posts. And there's a white oak over here that, yeah, I probably won't kill it, but it's kind of not where I want it to be for a white oak. All these over here are white oaks. All of them should die. They look pretty at the moment because they're coming back into their leaves again. They just don't have leaves for most of the year. They're so lame as far as a tree goes. Um, I guess trees don't walk around that much anyway. But yeah, I'm not a fan. This one I'm particularly do like because of its weird shape, and so I'll probably keep it, I guess, and I'll put some other trees nearby that I actually want more. So, uh, all right. So here I am, still here. Huh? Hi, honey. And I'm supposed to go walking around, but I can't very well. Uh, oh, hi, honey. How you doing? Hi, you cutie baby. Yeah. Well, I guess I'll say goodbye. I wish I could do that better. I'm absolutely exhausted and haven't done anything. Doesn't seem like. Hi, honey. You cutie baby. Yeah. You still got seeds all over you. You're just covered in seeds. It's better than fleas. It's good. Good girl. But you can't come up here. Not gonna happen. Nope. You're cutie. Oh, okay. Fucking dirty dog. She's all dusty and stuff. Hi, honey. You're dusty and stuff. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. It's a mystery to me. Even though I'm pretty good at predicting the future, generally speaking, in my lifetime. Uh, I guess it's the brand show. God, I got stabbed by something right there. Look at that. Some kind of stab type thing occurred. I do machete work sometimes. That's my favorite kind of work to do here, actually. It's maybe it's the only kind of work I like to do, except designing things, which is really fun. Designing stuff is totally fun. Thinking of imagining what can be and all the factors that influence a particular place and its use and all these issues that have to do with human and forest interaction. I really like that. And then as far as physical work goes, I think machete's my favorite. I got a nice long machete with an orange handle, a little bit harder to lose than ones with a black handle. That's good. I think it's Trooper brand, whatever. It's a simple tool, and you got to be really careful with it. And I've taught people how to use a machete, and I have videos actually. I have two videos I think I made just on teaching people how to use a machete, and you can watch those. How to sharpen it, how to not injure yourself or other people. Very important. You know, it's a very scary weapon. A machete is like, ninja tool of coolness. And you have to treat it as if you were, you know, like, I mean, I'm very trained in firearms, and I was trained in those to not be dumb. And even if you're trained, it's hard to be perfect. It's a powerful tool. And likewise, a machete is a powerful tool. And I use an especially long one because I don't want to bend down as far. And often I'm trying to cut stuff, like tree branches or bushes or something like that. And I think, I mostly use my right hand, almost always. And I should actually work on more practice with my left hand. And this is something I did not mention in the video. But I think that practicing with your non dominant hand, if you're handed, you're not perfectly ambidextrous, is probably good for your brain even. I mean, it's a smart idea. I have worn myself out before. The last time I used a machete, it was just recently, and I'm trying to make my whole body be stronger. And I actually was sore the next day, and I was like, "What the fuck? Why is my whole shoulder sore?" And I was like trying to think, did it fall down or something, or what the hell? And eventually, I remembered, oh, the only thing I did yesterday that was weird was I worked with a machete for about an hour and a half, and that's not that long. I mean, it's about as long as you should work on it with a machete. Maybe 2 hours is fine. But unless your hands have good calluses, then you'll end up with blisters real quick, and you're kind of I don't know what those spots are called down there, but they'll get blisters, and then your hand will be damaged. So it doesn't take that long to fuck yourself up if you're not used to doing physical work, and suddenly you're trying to do a whole bunch. And that's a good point to also think about for being a person here in any regard. Is a lot of people think that they can trade their physical labor here for benefits, and what they should understand is that this place is a ridiculously uh, labor available for a cheap price location. And anybody coming from a place that has more wealth should be bringing wealth here and then distributing it in the community in some way. That is what should be occurring. In other words, pay your own way, rich motherfucker. Figure it out. I hate it when people come to Mexico to slum it. And the thing is that the estimation that they have, if they're going to try and offer physical labor, the estimation they have of the value of that is really, really high, and it will also skyrocket immediately as soon as they're actually expected to do any physical labor because they're not very good at it. Now, people do like to mix up cob and make a building with it. We've had fun doing that, and we're talking about physical labor. Yeah. So yeah, this idea of people being volunteers in exchange for physical labor is a joke and it's ridiculous. And I can pay someone less than you would want to make per hour in the rich economy you're coming from. In other words, I could pay them less than the minimum wage where you're coming from for an hour, and I could pay them for a whole day, and they would do cool work, and they'd be happy to have it, and they would do a good job, and they would listen to what the fuck I said, and they wouldn't care a ton if they were bored by the work because sometimes the work's boring. In other words, your value as a volunteer is very, very low. And we probably have a disagreement about your value when it comes to that kind of thing because you're trying to compare your glorious lifestyle in Europe or in the United States or Canada or somewhere in the world, but you're obviously wealthy enough to be traveling around and not working, right? Which is way wealthier than I was when I was your age. I did not do that. I didn't have that option. And so what I've ended up dealing with here for years now is that a lot of people want to come here and they're coming from wealthy positions in society and from wealthy societies, and it's really important to them to pay as little as possible, or in their preference, nothing. And they think that their labor has some immense value, even when it doesn't. Now, it's not always the case, and I've said no to lots of people because I just don't accept people anymore. I can't pay for people. I can't even fucking survive. I'm having enough trying, you know, enough trouble just trying to keep myself alive here. And I've got 10 to 15 people a week mailing me that they want to come here for free. They want to make sure they don't pay a fucking peso. And after some years of that going on, I've figured out that I just say no. I say no to everybody. Actually, I have a complicated way of saying no. I send them a form, and if they don't fill it out, and it's longer than they want to fill out, everything should be free for them. I think everything should be free for them. That's all they give a shit about. They don't care about anybody else in the entire world. They are selfish, greedy, fucking assholes. And they're often quite nice. But they don't get it. And so I'm going to try and describe it better to people, and say what the actual fucking problem is when they want to go to a poor country and live for nothing. They want to live for less here than they do there. And I think they should actually try and bring more. Bring some to the fucking table. Make the world a better place. That's a complex topic, I suppose, but it really isn't that tricky. What's interesting is the same kind of people that want everything for free are also those who think that they're actually some sort of help to other people. Their values are all fucked up. It's just terrible. Hi, honey. Hi, baby. That's Mayhem. Pretty girl. Hey, you a camo dog? No, don't do that ever. Jesus fuck. That's my oldest, grumpiest dog, Mayhem. She's wonderful. And then I've got this little tiny weirdo here who has fleas still. Oh, Yeah, I need to give her another flea bath, I guess. This will be her third one. The second one did not upset her as much as the first one. She did not like the first one, and I tried everything I could to make it comfortable for her, but it did not work. Uh, so the second one, she just dealt with it. Still was not real happy. And I guess this will be her third one. So I don't know what time it is anymore. I think it's about one or two, probably. And I've been talking on this video for quite some time and not saying much. Apparently, you don't have anything better to do than listening to me ramble along. Maybe someone will edit it down and cut out the few interesting things I said, if there were any. Ah. All right, so today I could do some machete work. Actually, it's really nice temperature out, and I've got my machete all sharpened up. It's good to have a nice sharp machete. Uh, there's some Felco clippers that were here, and I think the guys have them right now. And I need to get those back because I need to use those Felco clippers for some things. Um, the places I'm currently macheteing, I've got about a 5 to 7 acre spot, and well, it depends on where you define the limits of it. But I want to machete a bunch of pine branches that are in there off the bottom parts of the pine tree. In fact, I think I'm going to do that right now. Oh, I'm so lazy though. I'm so tired. It's so nice out though. It's a perfect day for macheteing stuff. And the thing is that that area has a bunch of oaks in it as well. And I'm going to just sculpt the whole thing. It's all going to be one big tree sculpture. And I don't know what's going to happen. Some of the pine trees that I'm going to machete the bottom parts off of are ones that I will end up wanting to kill later. So it's sort of a waste of time to prune them up in any fancy way. But I don't know is the problem. I don't know what is going to happen there. I don't know. It's a really dense bunch of young trees that can all be sculpted together into really cool shapes. And so, why do I mention the pines in particular in this case? It's because pines are fucking everywhere. There's a billion of them, and so that right there is just they're just so common that they're harder to appreciate. Uh, they are very useful if you cut off the lower part and you speed up growth straight upward. They're very useful as poles, and so that's kind of cool. Um, and I think in there, and I'm talking about, I should name these places, right? There was two group camping spots in there in that area. One was Bonobo, and one was forgot the name of the other one. Anyway, it's really nice land. It's really great spot. It's almost flat, not quite flat. So it needs to be parts of it have to be terraced gently, by hand. Um, there is a part that I could do with a bulldozer that I could just say, okay, flatten these 2 acres, and that might be cool, especially for building a building over there. But it's tough. For now, I really love this idea of sculpting it. I'm already doing it over here, and what we did over here is we topped off all the trees. We just used this chainsaw on a pole and cut them all at the highest we could cut them. And it's very likely that will happen again and again. And what's going to happen is that that tree is still going to mature and be older, and its lower branches are going to be stronger and thicker. In other words, it's going to become a really climbable, very climbable tree. It's a very human scale tree. And most of these, what I'm really saving are the black oaks. I'm a huge fan of black oaks at the moment. And of course, there's some other trees as well that are cool. Um, and lots of grafting we're doing and just cool stuff. But really, the black oaks are what's going to really do it for this whole area. And so, do I really care about pines? But the limbs are not as strong. They're not as sculptable. Um, if you do let them get too tall, then they fall over on stuff, which is really annoying. And dangerous actually. So, uh, I've got them right in here. I've got pines I'm letting just grow right over there, right there, and they're great visual blockage, and it doesn't hurt anything that they're there. I'm not going to cut them out. Um, if I could replace those particular pines with something else, yeah, I probably would. On the other hand, who cares? At least they're evergreen, and I do like that because that's what I don't like the white oaks, and anything that loses its leaves is really annoying to me because I want their shade. That's what I want from these trees. And so even the pines, as much as I am not a huge fan, at least they have leaves all year long. Like the capulines don't. The capulines lose them, and the white oaks lose them. And I still love the capulines because that's black cherry, by the way. And so I'm grafting onto those other capulines that are better ones. So that's been going great, actually. Sculpting a forest. It's a big task. So yeah, so the pines are fine, and also I like shaping them. They're so everywhere that it doesn't really matter what I do with them. The black oaks are now we're collecting the seeds of those more. We did collect seeds of pines, and I want to generally increase the germination rate of all kinds of trees that are here, everything that's here, because I think it's part of my job as a person related to some trees, and I think it's your job too, if you're willing to accept it, is that you become a tree planter. And you can do it even if you don't own dirt. And you can do it even if you don't own trees. All you have to do is make seeds that would have germinated in a better location get to that location and grow in some way. And it almost doesn't matter what trees they are. Of course, you can have your favorite trees, as do I. And of course, you can make smarter decisions than dumber. Um, One thing I would advise against is to care too much about how fast the tree grows. Like a lot of people are really into fast growing trees, like moringa or alder, I guess, grows fast. I haven't heard anybody really promoting alder, but um, and then there's other trees, and I just really think that's a huge mistake. Um, there are so many different attributes of trees that make them have different kinds of relationships with us that I think that planting the right trees in the right spot in the right way really matters a huge amount. And how fast that tree grows is usually not something in its favor. In fact, it could be invasive where you are. Um, and it's just short-term thinking, it's just a wrong way to think. And so, like, I plant really, slow trees, like black oaks, for example, and nut trees. Uh, I don't know what kind of nut tree that is over there. It's my biggest one. I've got a bunch of small ones, and they take forever to grow. They're very annoying, and I think that they're a brilliant tree to have. I want things with dense hardwood. I want things that are useful for building, for art, for food. Now the black oaks, it's true, are not directly food. Uh, you can make flour with the acorns of them. They're kind of smallish acorns. They're not that impressive. So I almost like to try some other oaks down here. I would actually like to try that, like the ones with the biggest acorns, and perhaps the most useful. Now the flour you can make from the oak tree is very filled with tannins, so you have to soak it and do things to it. And we have done that. We have made some coffee type thing with it, and I would like to try it for tanning hides actually, because it has tannins. I mean, that's what that means. And I would actually like to try tanning some rabbit hides with the water from that, because the water in the leaves of it becomes really brown, and it looks like tannin water to me. And so I would like to take rabbit hides harvested the same day, side by side, and look at the pattern on it and know which one we're treating in which way, and then try a few different ways of treating the hides to get pretty soft hides. Which reminds me, in the studio, I have to go down and check because I have a bin full of rabbit furs, and I forgot if they're in good shape or not. I forgot how many I even have. I definitely got to check that out right away. Rabbit hides or rabbit furs are probably the best material I can think of that we can produce out of here that make life better. So yeah, I'll think about each tree, of course, but raising rabbits and tanning the hides, we've done that, and I have some hats and stuff we've made, and a vest we made. Um, I'm not that into the vest thing, and they weren't the best hides. They weren't super soft, and I think that we have to become total experts at tanning these hides so that they're really soft. The first ones we did were not that soft. We didn't do a very good job. We didn't know what we were doing. Now we're better at it, and I want to be really soft, and I want to use them for hats, and I think blankets would be product number two. Um, because if you had a rabbit fur blanket, you could not be cold, and it gets chilly here at night. I get cold, and I've got wool blankets, and I wear socks at night because it gets chilly. And these buildings are not made correctly, and it sucks actually. So I think that raising rabbits again will be awesome. I think I should get really good at it, and um, yeah, I would like to raise rabbits again. Actually, they're really fun, and I have to make a better system for delivering food to them harvested from the forest, which is just stuff that's growing around trails pretty much. There's plenty of stuff. Rabbits are really good at eating a wide variety of food, um, and we can test out every plant here that we know isn't toxic, right? Obviously. And we can just see what they like to eat the most. I think we should do a massive taste test thing where they have like piles and we track it day to day and see like, okay, how much is in that pile and how much do they eat, and watch them a lot because they're not that tricky to figure out. They're rabbits. They're really easy to figure out. Actually, they're just wonderful to watch. They're so cute. They bounce around, and it does suck to kill them. It does. I'm not gonna put it any other way, and I'm not gonna uh, sugarcoat it in any way. We murder the fuck out of those fuckers, and we do that for their meat and for their fur. And as far as domesticated animals go, all the kinds of domesticated animals you can think of, they're really brilliant one to have. They're really just efficient, and they're light on the land, and they eat things we don't eat, and they provide us with so much. And yeah, it's terrible to kill them. I don't like to kill them. I've killed them. I was the first one to kill a rabbit here, and I was the first one to kill a chicken here, uh, unless the past owner did it, which it entirely is possible could have occurred. She had chickens, I know that. I don't know if she had rabbits, um, but rabbits are just fantastic. Chickens are also perfectly excellent, um, and I'm very much in favor of raising them. I am therefore not a vegan, by the way, and anybody who's an asshole and a vegan doesn't need to talk to me. That's just fine. I've already heard it. Thank you very much for your support and hatred. Um, um, I'm just not. And that means I have already thought about that, and I didn't come to the conclusions I have lightly at all. I'm aware that killing things it does not seem very polite, um, and I'm still not a vegan anyway. And I don't quite understand the honey thing. I have bees; they're not mine; they're my neighbors, but they're on the property, and I'm not very against using honey. I think it's a great thing. In fact, I think it's super sweet. I think making mead is great. In fact, a vegan wouldn't even be into mead, would they? Oh my God, that's terrible. That is. horrific. It's the best drink in the entire world. Mead. I made it, and I made the best drink there is in the entire world. And I need to do it again actually, because I did that up in Seattle. I haven't actually made good mead here. I made some mead with quince, and that was actually not too bad. It was surprising because quince is not really very great, in my opinion. So I tried to make a quince mead, and it turned out all right. Um, but I haven't made as much mead as I should here. I should be making way more, and also I should make blueberry mead because they're growing blueberries down in Aranga, and so I can get them relatively cheaper than other people. And also, I'm interested that the color could be really pretty. I've made raspberry mead before. That was good. It was carbonated with tiny little bubbles and just like it's. I think that raspberry mead might be my favorite beverage I've ever had in my whole life. Is that true? Probably. Coffee beer was neat, but it wasn't. I don't know. I think beer should just be beer mostly. I think that's good. I've made coffee beer. I made chocolate beer. I made pepper beer with pepper. You know, all those were fine. But there's just something about mead. This this very clear. I brew it so it's very dry, and I don't like a syrupy sweet mead. That's disgusting to me, and I think it's wrong, bad. Do it if you like it, but it's disgusting. And not to be judgmental or anything, but like I thought when I first tried mead that I didn't like it because I bought it in Ireland. That made I don't think that was the first mead I ever had, but I bought some in Ireland that was just syrupy sweet. It was at some touristy type place, that you drive to and then you're there as a tourist. And I loved Ireland; it was great. But this particular mead was disgusting, and it was just it made me think, wow, this is like cough syrup almost or something. It's just too thick and too syrupy and cloyingly sweet. I think that's the term, cloying. It just bugs you with its sweetness. And the meads that I made that were really great were like a dry champagne, with these pretty little bubbles and different ones in them had different colors and stuff. And you can calculate based on your original gravity, use your hydrometer thing, and you want to not put in so much honey that it would be sweeter or more stuffed than like a barley wine, which I think is 110 or something. That's pretty high. I forgot. Water's one, I think. Anyway, so you got to limit how much sugars you put in there, and so you don't want to overly sweetened mead, and you can always sweeten it up later if you cared. You're gonna maybe you're gonna add something in to get that carbonation going on, and I've wondered about that too, um, because I've always added at the very end a little bit of something to make it carbonate in the bottle. Uh, and it's easier with beer. For some reason, I think it's easier. Maybe that's just because I've brewed more beer than I have mead. But I used to do big batches, like 15-gallon batches of beer, two at a time, once a month or so. So it was like 30 gallons of beer or something. Now, I only did that for certain times in my life because I was busy at other times, and things take time, and it's difficult. But I'm not going to do that here. I'm not going to make beer here because I'm not growing barley. If someone had barley locally, then I would be more inclined to make beer. Um, and also, I just think of mead as being a more refined, exciting drink. I really believe it's just like this supreme beverage. I mean, honey's already great, right? Honey's just awesome. And the bees make it. And yeah, I guess if you're a vegan and you see it as, they're like your slaves or something and they're working for you, it's like fucking plants are your slaves too. You cannot survive without consuming things. And I don't think that the work bees do is not compensated. They get a nice boxy house to live in, or they live in a log. I've had bees living in logs here. I've got native bees, I've got wild bees, I've got domesticated bees, and I'm in favor of all those kind of bees. Um, the honeybees, of course, produce honey, and I'm in favor of it. I don't personally. I'm not a beekeeper myself. My friend Jesus does that. His name is Jesus. Yes, his name is Jesus. Jesus takes care of the bees. I think that's hilarious, but really nice guy. And they're his bees. I only get a jar every now and again as a thank you for having bees here, but he really doesn't have to give me a damn thing. I'm just in favor of having bees around. I'm in favor of pollinators. I got bats here as well that pollinate stuff, fruit bats, and it's all part of the complicated system here. I was going to do bees myself, but I just don't need more projects. I have a hard enough time keeping up with just surviving at all. Um, so it's tricky. Was there a topic for this whole video? I don't think there was. Oh my gosh. Hi, honey. You're covered in seeds. That is not good. You're totally covered. Oh, I guess it doesn't hurt her. Uh, I've not done anything today. I've done nothing useful except stuff my face with some food, which is useful. What bird is that? Whoa, it's a very fast bird. Oh, I got buzzed by a hummingbird yesterday. That was fun. I love it when those guys come around and they just whir right by you like a little helicopter. Freaks your shit out a little bit. What bird is that? I can barely see it. Oh my God. My place is unbelievable. Unbelievably. I'm not even going to tell you what I'm thinking about right now. It's so fucked up. Oh, there's a hummingbird. I love the hummingbirds. They're just so great. I don't put out hummingbird feeders. I do own one. I do not fill it up and I do not put it out. I would rather just grow a ton of plants because I don't want to have to change the water in the hummingbird feeder all the time. And you're supposed to apparently because it can ferment or something and hurt them. And it's like, well, shit. It's easier just to grow a whole bunch of stuff and have flowers all year long. That's my goal. Anything that has a flower when nothing else is in flower is an awesome plant for me. A red hot poker would be one of my favorites. I forgot the name of that species, but I should get other ones of the same species because there's a bunch of them and they're slightly different flowers. And so, I should obviously get tubers and or seeds of all those kinds of plants because they do so well here. and it provides flowers when there aren't any other flowers. So that's the one I noticed the most because it's here for like 4 months or 5 months out of the year. This flower, and it just does so excellently well. Now, there's also a thing that's kind of like an aloe that also does really well, and I need to find out the species on that. And oddly enough, the flowers on those two different things look similar, but they're completely different plants. And so this other one, I'm looking at one over here with a flower, one without a flower. Um, and they have these like red things that come off them, like fingery type things. And and the other one is more like a bulb, you know, that comes out of the ground. The other one is like an aloe that has these things that look really sharp and spiky, but are not. They just look that way. And so, really, what I should do is any species of any tree that does well here, I should look into it and try and get as much of it as I can get. One example of that would be this lemon cedar that I just recently got two of. Uh, After having bought it once before, and then I left it in a plaza. I just left it there because I was spaced out and doing other things and stuff, and it was in Mill City. Somebody probably adopted it, but anyway, it's a cedar that when you rub it, it smells like lemon, and it's really cool because I have cedars here, lots of cedars, and I'm using them as hedges, and I'm playing around with cedars. They're not my ideal tree for a variety of reasons, but um, certainly the lemon one is way more exciting to me than the non-lemon one because if I was going to make a hedge with it, for example, in a place where you squish through in a trail or something, I would love to make it with things that smell nice, you know. Just like I use rosemary everywhere. I got rosemary all over the place. And I think that next year, if I have the labor needed, that I can easily make 10 times more rosemary plants in 1 year than I have now. Now, if you keep doing that, that's an exponential curve, and you get this massive amount of all the rosemary you could possibly want. And that's exactly what I should do here: is have all of. I should have way too much rosemary because it grows with no effort. The bees love it, you know, and hummingbirds and stuff like that too. But it's so nice to live in a place where rosemary flowers with these little blue flowers, and and I don't recall them doing that where I come from in Washington State. I don't think the season is long enough or something for them to flower or something. I forget, but I don't remember that. And so yeah, hopefully I do that this year and be the first week of July. And I think it should be a damn near religious occasion where we pre-cook food, where we prep up during June, where all the work that we can get done that needs to be done in terms of normal life is such that we can take the earliest part of July off from normal activities and focus entirely on plant propagation. Just go insanely nuts with it. Because even when I just said about the rosemaries, right? You're talking about potentially thousands of hours of work. And I've got all this other crap growing everywhere of all kinds, and I've got so many things I want to do. That red dot poker I mentioned is, even though it's not useful to people, although I think you can make paper with it. I'm not sure. With the maybe the flower stalks or something. But those need to get divided. And that right there is huge amounts of work. My estimation is that I have several thousand of the plants, and each one will be divided into like 5 pieces. Each clump of it could easily become 5 rapidly growing pieces, and maybe 10 or more, maybe 15. I mean, if we really spread them out, and maybe we do it so much that some of them might even die. I don't know. But they're so easily dividable. I mean, it's shovel work, it's real work. So it's shovel work and dividing these things up. And so each one of them is going to take how many minutes? And we can actually time that. My guess is for a fairly normal person that it would be about 20 minutes to dig that up. And then it's going to take another minimum of 5 minutes to plant each piece of it. And let's say there was 10, right? Then that's an hour. So we're looking at an hour and a half per plant, probably. I'm just making shit up here, but moderately accurate, probably. And and then suddenly there would be way more of this plant that has an amazing flower. The other one, the more aloe one, like a succulent one, is much easier because you simply cut off pieces with some cutters, some hand cutters. It's not as sharp as it looks, right? The plant isn't as sharp as it looks. And so you just cut off a ton of pieces and you dump them in the ground everywhere. And that is actually something that should happen in June. And all this stuff has to get put on a calendar. So I've got some things I know I want for the beginning of July, and that's my most valuable planting time. I'm certain there's going to be rain, and so for the first 1 to 2 weeks of July, I can do magic plant propagation with the minimum of work needed. Now with the aloe one, I can start that one in June. Um, I don't like reproducing things at the end of the season very much. And I think it's because it indicates to me that we had bad planning. Now, the truth is, we could take this aloe thing I'm talking about, and we could even now, in this latter part of October, which luckily we're getting amazing rains right now. It's just astounding. But I don't like doing it because I'm not certain that it will be as effective. And I know it will be effective slower, probably. Like the aloes I'm looking at out here, we put in fairly late in the year. And I had some question whether they would live, and they did not die. They have lived, but I believe that they have flourished much slower than they would have otherwise if I had done them in a different time of the year. In other words, I think that their first 2 years in this location were delayed growth when they could have done much better if I would have just done things at the right time of the year. So it's just a thought. I've also got bamboo out here. I've got two bamboos within my vision range here, and those we thought were dead. We thought for sure they were dead. And over there, they have put up one shoot each, and that's all it has to do, and it will live. It's astounding that they lived. I think that was 3 years ago we might have put those in. I'm not sure, but we were certain that they died, and they didn't. Now we could still do better, and that's another case where bamboo is something I really want a lot of, and it grows really slow, and it's super useful. I want to put some down by the lake, um, and I'll just donate it. I got to talk to somebody in the government and say, hey, can I just stick some bamboo right there? And they'll say, yeah, sure. You know. I also want to get some over in Yotatiro, but really the lake is where the water is, and my bamboo grows so slowly, it's ridiculous. And it's, the one I'm thinking of at the moment, I have three kinds of bamboo. The one I'm thinking of at the moment is a timber bamboo, and so it's potentially super useful. And at this point, this year, we only put it in spaces I know it's going to grow faster, and that's down below the casita in this gully. And I know it's going to do better down there because I already have tried it there and it did the best. So uh, at this point, I don't want to keep propagating bamboo in places that it's very hard for it to survive. I would like to propagate it in places where it thrives the most. And this is true of almost all plants here. Oh, fuck. I was going to, oh, man. I forgot to tell my friend this thing. There's a particular plant that I just saw here. I forgot if I talked to him about it or not. But it's really cool white flowers that aren't anywhere else at all. Zero other places. And so I forgot, like, if we planted that or if it's native or what. But I just saw it. It was gorgeous. Absolutely, we want to reproduce the heck out of that flower. Um, Certainly, anything that's native that I've never seen before is always really exciting here. There was a plant down in an area down there, the dimple, that I've never seen before here, and I saw one like it in a um, in a nursery. and it looked like it was kind of an orchid. It was really weird looking. And I think we tried to collect seeds off that one, and apparently we did not succeed at that because I've never seen anything like it here again. And we might have forgotten to collect the seeds. I don't remember. That's the problem is, you run into something and it's only one of it and it's out in the middle of fucking woods. And you may or may not think to try and salvage that plant. Hi, honey. Hi, what are you doing? Oh, you are dirty. No, I'm dirty. Everyone's dirty around here. You dirty? Yeah, you dirty girl. That is not what it sounds like. um, yeah, goddamn. All right, so I got to walk around. I think I am really lazy today. This is terrible. I got to walk around. It's such a beautifully weird day. Look what I got. These are ballots from the King County Department of Elections. And one of them is for August 3rd. August is gone. The other one is for November 2nd. Well, I just got this mail at the post office, and it's a little late, I guess. Not sure when it actually got sent here. Oh, the 6th of October. Shit, I could have probably voted. Damn. Thing is, I don't go to town very often. Uh, oh, let's go that. It's a ballot. Holy fuck, I could try and vote on something. A little late now. I think it's the end of October now. Oh, look at that. Don't forget to sign below so your ballot can be counted. I do solemnly swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that I am a citizen of the United States, a resident of stuff. Oh, this is very fancy. Huh, that's pretty cool. Get a digital I voted sticker to share on social media. Oh, that's pretty cool. Well, damn, I'm late. I guess I can't vote. I could have voted on stuff. How to vote, how to correct a mistake. I don't make very many mistakes. Not very many. And gross second substitute. Oh, it's a tax. Huh. I don't know that. Oh, it's quite interesting, actually. It's whether or not various taxes should be repealed. I am, in general, against almost all taxes. I do like Georgism a little bit, and I encourage you to read up on that before you agree or disagree with it. But it's basically the idea that the only tax should be the tax on land. And it's interesting because that's one thing I do own. And so you'd think I'd be against it, but I'm not, always on my side. Um, and it might be really smart. Okay, I need a voter's guide for some of this crap, I tell you. I don't know who these people are. Oh, I could vote for the mayor. The executive, nonpartisan office, vote for one. Two people, Dow Constantine and Joe Nguyen, which is probably Vietnamese. It looks like it. Court of Appeals, you can only vote for one or nobody. I hate that shit. What's the fucking point of a vote, no vote? You should be able to vote no, which I guess you could do a write in. All these have a write in, don't they? I should write myself in for everything. I'd get at least one vote for each thing. Commissioner position, Port of Seattle, Court of Appeals, that only has one person. Mayor, huh? Bruce Harrell or M. Lorena Gonzalez. Never heard of either one of them. City attorney, you can vote for, and then a bunch of council positions. Well, I'm fucked. I can't vote because it's too late. I would have to overnight it, which I don't know if you can overnight things to the United States. Um, I should look at the calendar and see what day it is, maybe. Huh. Receive and return your ballot electronically. Oh, well, that sounds cool. To email your ballot package, you will need to follow the instructions on your ballot. Apparently, I have to like read something or know something. Oh, you can scan this shit in. That's pretty cool. I could still vote. Please note that King County Elections has a side limit on incoming mail attachments to 1 megabyte. Yeah, duh. Um, yeah, you need to learn how to compress your image so it's not stupid. Well, it's very interesting. I could still fucking vote. This is the first time I'll have voted in like a couple decades, probably. Don't wait until election day to return your ballot. Return your ballot by mail. Track your ballot. Oh, this is all very smart and cool. Huh. This is great. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking vote. I have to look some people up, I guess. Optional security sleeve. Optional security sleeve. What the fuck? Whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna look these people up. That's very cool. Huh. There's not that many things I can vote on. I wish there was more. What do you call them? Referendums. I like referendums quite a bit. Well, geez. On the tax issues, I don't know. I would have to look at what all the taxes are that come in and where they go out. And I'm generally not a big fan of earmarking of things because I think it's bullshit. It's usually a lie. This is hilarious. Should the preamble of the King County Charter be amended to make a grammatical correction and to include, among other charter purposes, equitable government, protection and enhancement of the urban and rural environment and economy, and the promotion of a superior quality of life? Who the fuck wrote that dumbass shit? Okay, first of all, a grammatical correction is a whole different thing. And so put that in something else. Okay, divide those two up. The other stuff is a whole bunch of things I don't know what they mean. And I would like to know what they mean. You know, superior quality of life according to what? I would just I would say no on that just based on it sounds dumb as shit. Um, Obviously, I want some of those good things, like equitable government would be good. Protection depends on what that means. Enhancement of the urban and rural environment. Enhancement? Great, I guess. What are you talking about? Shall the King County Charter be amended to comply with state law timelines for initiative referendum and charter ballot measures and to clarify definitions and terms related to the referendum and initiative process? What? Um, I would have to know what that meant. I mean, maybe the King County Charter is better than the state law. I don't know. So exactly what does that mean? And all these people, there's only two people in each race, and one person in one judge race. That also seems lame. It seems very odd that there's so few candidates, you know. And I would, of course, have to look them up and see what I think of them. I never heard of anybody on this thing. I forget who was the mayor. There's been several mayors in Seattle since I was there, and one of them said something really dumb once, but we don't have to talk about that. Well, fuck it. I'm going to be able to vote, I think. This is cool. Huh. I do have a scanner, which I want to get working anyway, so I haven't used it in a long time. Well, geez. I guess I got something to do for the day. And maybe I'll get out of my fucked up chair. Hi, baby. Hi, cutie baby. You cutie baby doggin. Oh, hi, baby. How you doing? You're covered in seeds. It's not good. What a gorgeous day. Oh, ah. I know why I'm tired. It's because yesterday I went to town. I think it was yesterday, or was the day before, and I walked around a ton. Yeah, I remember that. And by the time I got back here, I was really tired and sore. That's why I'm so fucking tired. I was thinking about walking over there today. Might get rained on. I'm not doing it. You have sharp little claws. Did you know that? Very sharp. Mm. Ah. Uh. Ah. Ah. Fucking goddamn. Ah. Ah. Yeah, that's it. It's taken me all fucking day to figure out why I'm sore. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Mm. Oh. Well, I only got one thing I can do, and that's do more. I gotta do more. Oh, I gotta walk around lots more. Oh. Oh. Huh. Oh. Huh. Cool. Oh. Okay. Oh, man. Oh. Why does it take me hours to figure out that I'm fucking sore as shit because I did something before? You'd think I'd be a little more tuned in with what the fuck is going on. Oh. Oh. Everything is a fucking colossal disaster. Jeez. Oh my God. God damn it. Everything is a mess.